Hello guys, welcome back to ICT Trading Concept. Okay, this video is for them who are actually struggling with daily bias, how to determine the daily bias or how to understand where price is going right now. Okay, so I guess if you just watch this video, only this video will help you a lot to understand how to determine the daily bias. Okay, so this is my dollar index chart, and you can see this is the daily chart. This fair value gap is the daily fair value gap. Okay, this candle low and that candle high. So this is the daily fair value gap, and I have this weekly fair value gap as well over here. But I don't think so it's important right now, so I'm just putting it over here because I'm in the daily chart. It's enough for me. Price was in the consolidate mode, and you can see today actually first day when price went above that high. From the higher time frame, all of you know I'm expecting higher run and price will go over here. It will take at least this all of this buy side liquidity. This is my expectation from higher time frame. I mean from monthly and daily chart. Okay. Now I told you that everybody is expecting lower run for this week. I'm only the one person who is actually expecting the higher run. I have tweeted that as well. Though it is going higher, I don't want to say it will take that buy side liquidity right now before retracing. Okay, and you can see where this candle closed and where this candle opened. So there is a volume balance. When price has taken this buy side liquidity and price come the consequent encroachment or just little above of the consequent encroachment, I would love to see some kind of retracement first. When I will get the retracement, then I will expect market will go higher. When I will be in the lower time frame, you will understand this thing, whatever I just told. I just told. Okay. Now, when I will start to think market is going to take that buy side liquidity, because you can see I have very clean sell side liquidity, I have very clean buy side liquidity. When I'm going to think that market is actually going to take that buy side liquidity, my bias is correct from the higher time frame. This is the daily fair value gap. Look at this run from here to here. So this is the last fair value gap. If price can go above that fair value gap, that is the sign that market is actually going to take that buy side liquidity before taking the sell side liquidity. Until price is inside that fair value gap, I'm not thinking that market is going to take that buy side liquidity. Price can retrace from there and it can go lower. It can take the sell side liquidity first. So all I have to see is I have to observe the last fair value gap from the daily chart. So this is the first step. You have to find out the liquidity from the daily chart. You have to find out where price is right now and is there any last fair value gap or not. If you get a last fair value gap, you will start to think price can break this last fair value gap or it will hold. I mean the last fair value gap is actually holding the price. So this is the this should be your thinking. Okay. Now I'll go to hourly chart. From hourly chart, you can see price has taken the buy side liquidity. Now price over here. There is very clean sell side liquidity. This sell side liquidity. This is from hourly chart, okay, not from the daily chart. The daily sell side liquidity was over here. This is the liquidity. Let me show it one more time. This is the liquidity, see, from the daily chart. And now I am in hourly chart. So in hourly chart, I have this clean equal lows and all of these lows. So I have these two sell side liquidity. This is the volume balance from the daily chart. This is the high. Price has just taken that high. I'd love to see how it react at that level. Okay. Now when I will start to think market is actually going lower, look at that run. See this run from the hourly chart. I have this last fair value gap. Okay. So from the hourly chart, this is the fair value gap from hourly chart. Let me mark it. If price can go through this fair value gap, if price can go through this fair value gap, there's much more possibilities market will come over here to this volume balance. If market can go through this volume balance, then I will start to think market is actually going to take that sell side liquidity. But if market come to this hourly fair value gap and I see market actually start to respect that hourly fair value gap, I will start to think, okay, market is not even going toward that volume balance. It is actually going higher. It is very high to go high. Okay, so that is different matter. I will observe the price when it will be in this hourly fair value gap, last hourly fair value gap. I will go to 15-minute chart one more time. So here's the 15-minute chart and you can see same thing. This is the last fair value gap from the 15-minute chart as well. You can just actually you can remove the hourly gap and you can put the 15-minute gap instead of the hourly fair value gap, because I love the 15-minute chart. I love the 15-minute fair value gap, everything from 15-minute chart. So you can put it over here, because this is also the last fair value gap, that specific run above the volume balance and sell side liquidity. So I'm now start to think how this fair value gap will react. Okay, this is my observation right now. When I will start to think market is actually going higher, to take that buy side liquidity. When market will be above the daily fair value gap, then I will start to think, okay, market is actually going to toward that buy side liquidity. Why? Because this buy side liquidity is from daily chart. Okay, it's not from lower time frame. So that's why I'm observing the daily fair value gap when it will go higher. Now this sell side liquidity is actually from hourly or 50-minute chart, so from lower time frame. So I will observe the 50-minute fair value gap when it will start to go low. Okay, I mean, is it going to take that sell side liquidity or not? So if market would love to go higher, every other market will go lower. If market would love to go lower, every other market will go higher. Right now, I'm thinking market should go, I mean, it should expand lower, at least toward that sell side liquidity. It should go toward that sell side liquidity. But if it is not that much vary, I mean, what to say, the heavy, then it should come at least to this volume balance. But it will do whatever actually going to happen, it will do. So we can just expect the price. Now I'll go to Nasdaq first, then I will go Euro USD, and finally I will go to GBP USD. Okay, so this is the Nasdaq. So I will go to the daily chart. From daily chart, okay, all of you know that I was expecting price will come over here, at least it will come over here, and finally it will come over here, because this is the weekly fair value gap. At least price should come over here. So I was expecting lower run. When I was actually expecting higher run for the dollar index, I'm expecting lower run for the Nasdaq. And you can see there is the buy side liquidity from the weekly chart. So let's see how it works. Okay, and this is the daily fair value gap. This is the last fair value gap, and this is how you will actually do your daily analysis, or you will determine your daily bias. See, this is very simple thing, brother. This is the daily fair value gap. This is the last fair value gap. When price came, I mean, start to go lower from here to here, this is the first fair value gap. When price is going higher, so the last first fair value gap will turn into the last fair value gap. So I will see the last fair value gap can hold the price or not. If it can hold the price, then there is much more possibilities market is actually going toward that buy side liquidity. But from weekly chart, I will start to think, as this is the buy side liquidity from the weekly chart, so I will observe this weekly fair value gap. If price can go above that weekly fair value gap, I will be sure 90% of my time I will be sure that market is actually going to take that buy side liquidity, as this buy side liquidity is from weekly chart. Okay, so don't get confused, as this is daily, weekly fair value gap. I will observe the weekly fair value gap. If it was the daily buy side liquidity, then I would look for the daily fair value gap, like over here. If it failed to hold the price, this high is more obvious. Okay, this high should be taken. If this one failed to hold the price, right now I'm thinking price will go lower from the daily chart. Now I will go to hourly chart, and from hourly chart you can see I have very clean buy side liquidity over here and also here. Okay, when I'll be in 15-minute chart, you will see this is more clear. So I didn't actually mark them from hourly chart. All I need to see is this order block. So price went higher, it come back again. Where did it came? To the order block, and this is my mean threshold. Okay, so I have the mean threshold of that order block, though price didn't touch the mean threshold, but it was very near to the mean threshold. Until this mean threshold is broken, I would love to see higher up, and when it will start to go higher, you can see this buy side liquidity that is much more clear, and I have some other buy side liquidity level over there. When I will be in 15-minute chart, you will understand. You will see that. Okay, now another thing is, when remember, I am expecting dollar will go lower to that volume balance. There was a volume balance, remember. If dollar can go lower toward that volume balance, it should go higher. Okay, now how long it will expand lower? The dollar index will expand lower. It can expand until the volume balance or the sell side liquidity from the hourly chart. At the same time, it will go higher. It will take some liquidity from there, maybe from there, something like this. This is my expectation. Okay, and now if dollar failed to go lower, it start to go higher, it should go lower. When it start to go lower, I don't see any clear liquidity from the hourly chart, but it can go toward that fair value gap or this daily fair value gap. Okay, it can go toward any of that level, but right now I'm thinking it will go higher and dollar will expand lower. So I'll go to 15-minute chart now. So this is my 15-minute chart, and you can see yes, over here. Okay, this high and that high, they're relatively equal highs. I have very clean buy side liquidity. I have very clean buy side liquidity over here. I have very clean buy side liquidity over here. And where price came to this last 15-minute fair value gap. Look at this run from here to here. So when price is going from there to there, this was the first fair value gap. When price coming back, then this is the last fair value gap. So you can see the last 15-minute fair value gap actually hold the price very nicely. It is actually holding the price. Okay, so when it is holding the price, I can expect that market will go above and it will take some liquidity first. After that, I will observe the price again. I mean, I will observe the last fair value gap from there. Is it working? I mean, it is holding or not. If it failed, then it will go toward that liquidity. So this is the same thing. When price start to go higher, I will observe the last fair value gap. When price will start to go lower, I will observe the last fair value gap. Same thing again, and again. So I guess this is very easy to understand. And if you don't understand, please watch the video one more time. You will understand how I determine my daily bias. Okay. Now I will go to Euro USD. So this is the Euro USD chart. From Euro USD, you can see I have very clean sell side liquidity over here. So my expectation is market should take that sell side liquidity instead of that going higher, because I don't see any clean buy side liquidity over there. So if dollar index can expand higher, okay, remember I am expecting dollar index will go higher from long term, I mean from higher time frame. If dollar index can go higher, it should go lower. So it should take the sell side liquidity from higher time frame. Okay, and you can see price actually came, it was very near to that last fair value gap from daily chart, though it failed to trade there, but it has been traded the weekly volume balance and also the consequent encroachment of the day, I mean the weekly week, that was a week. So it has actually traded that consequent encroachment, then it started to come lower. Where did it came? To this water block level, and below this water block I have this last fair value gap from the daily chart. Now I will observe the price from here. If it failed to hold the price, there is much more possibilities market is actually going to take that low. What I want to see, I want to see it will come here, I will get some reaction and it will take that buy side liquidity at least. Okay, just let me mark the buy side liquidity from the daily chart. This is the buy side liquidity from the daily chart. Okay, so I will expect some kind of reaction and it will take at least this buy side liquidity, then I will observe the price over here, how it react over there. This is my expectation right now, but if I see it is actually going lower, it went through this daily last fair value gap, then I will start to think market is actually going to take that low, then this low, then there is another daily fair value gap. I will observe that fair value gap as well. If it can hold the price, market will go higher again. If it failed, this sell side liquidity is more obvious. Right now I'm thinking higher run for the Euro USD. I'll go to 1 hour chart. From 1 hour chart, you can see this, there was a relatively equal lows. So that low, this low, this low, this low, all of these lows has made this relatively equal lows. So price has taken that sell side liquidity and it is going toward the daily fair value gap. Okay, remember this is the daily fair value gap. So it should come over here. I mean when it will be here, then I will start to think market, this is the time market should go higher. Now when it will go higher, I have some liquidity level over here. You see this is the liquidity, buy side liquidity, and I have some buy side liquidity over here. So this buy side liquidity is more obvious, it should go toward that buy side liquidity. And if you take an entry from 1 minute chart, then you have to look for some very near or low hanging fruit. You are not going to hold your trade until here. Okay, all I need to see, I mean I'm waiting to see how this last fair value gap should work, I mean is worked. If it can hold, I'll get higher. If it fail to hold the price, it will go lower. I'll go to 15-minute chart. From 15-minute chart, the same thing. I mean, you can see there is some buy side liquidity over here. I'm not going to mark them, but you see this is very clean buy side liquidity, and there is also some clean buy side liquidity. Finally, we have some clean buy side liquidity over there as well, and here is also some buy side liquidity. So all I have is buy side liquidity, and all I want to see is market will take the sell side liquidity. It will come to this last parabolic gap. It will be traded over here, maybe 25% of this parabolic gap. Maybe it will reach until the consequent encroachment, then overall it will retrace. Okay, or it can just tap to the daily parabolic. It can do that as well. It can just tap to the daily parabolic gap, then it will expand higher. It can happen as well. Okay, so this is my expectation from Euro USD. I would love to see some kind of higher up, and at the same time I am just watching this last parabolic gap, how it reacts. Okay, this is the time to go GBP USD. I know there's some people actually trading GBP USD as well, so let's see how it reacts. Okay. So this is the daily chart from the GBP USD, and you can see it is very near to the sell side liquidity. Now in dollar, Euro USD has already taken this sell side liquidity. Okay, it has already taken it, and GBP USD actually failed to take that sell side liquidity. That means I got empty. Euro USD is doing something like this. It has taken the liquidity, the Euro USD. Okay, and GBP USD actually failed to take the liquidity. So I got a higher run here and lower run from Euro USD. So this kind of the SMT, or the smart money technique, where you will get the confirmation that market is actually going higher, and I can see very clean buy side liquidity from the daily chart. And above here, okay, I don't have anything else. Okay, whatever. So this is the place where you can expect some kind of high run from the daily chart. But if Euro USD would love to trade that daily fair value gap in deep, then it can take the sell side liquidity. Okay, there is nothing wrong with that. But this is the fair value gap from weekly chart, and it is not important right now for me. I'm just watching the price over here, how it react over there. All I want to see some kind of high run for the GBP USD. I'll go to 1 hour chart, and from 1 hour chart you can see it has not 1 hour actually, from 4 hour. I need to come over here for the from the 4 hour chart actually. So when price come here, where did it come? I'll just mark the consequent encroachment of this week. Okay, so I can see it has actually traded the consequent encroachment of that week from 4 hour chart. So this is the consequent encroachment from 4 hour chart week. So it came over here. Now we are actually seeing some kind of reaction from the consequent encroachment. I really love to see that. And as I have some buy side liquidity over there, very clean buy side liquidity, 1 2 3 3 buy side liquidity. Okay, so I would love to see price will reach at least to this parallel gap. At least, I don't know it will go to take the buy side liquidity from here or not, but I want to see it will reach until this parallel gap at least. Now when it will be here, I will observe the price. If it can go through this parallel gap, this buy side liquidity, and that buy side liquidity is more obvious. After that we have another, last parallel gap over there. We will observe that parallel gap. If it failed to hold the price, this buy side liquidity will be taken. Right now I'm thinking market will go higher. Before going higher, it can take the sell side liquidity. If Euro USD is too heavy, if Euro USD would love to trade more inside that daily fair value gap, then it can take the sell side liquidity. But if it failed to take that sell side liquidity, then that will be easier for me to think that my higher time frame daily bias is correct. That means dollar index is going higher and it is going lower, as it will left this liquidity, all of this liquidity below the market. Okay, so this is my thinking from our 4 hour chart, of GBP USD. From hourly chart, you can see there is some liquidity, very little liquidity, and there is some very clean buy side liquidity from here as well. So this high and that high, they're relatively equal high. So I have some buy side liquidity over there as well, and all I have is this sell side liquidity. So I have some sell side liquidity over here, though I want to see it will keep open that sell side liquidity before taking this sell side liquidity. It will go higher and it will take some kind of buy side liquidity first. After that, this sell side liquidity will attract, or it will react, it will act like a magnet. Okay, so price will actually come lower toward that sell side liquidity. That is my expectation. If I come to the 15-minute chart, you can see price is actually trading this last parabolic from the 15-minute chart. Let me actually mark this parabolic. So see this run I have the last fair value or the first fair value gap. This is the first fair value gap. When price is retracing, this is the last fair value gap. I would love to see it will go through this fair value gap. If it can go through this fair value gap, I have very clean buy side liquidity over here. So that will be triggered. When this will be triggered, this is the fair value gap from 15. I mean the hourly chart, forward chart, if you remember. And also there is some, 50-minute fair value gap, everything over here. If it can go through this right now, this buy side liquidity is more obvious. But if it failed and it would love to go lower first, we will watch the price how it reacts, because that will be against my expectation. So that's all for today, or for today's daily bias. This is the way I actually determine my bias or the daily bias. First I come to this dollar index and then I start to think about the price, how it will be reacted. Okay, so that's all for today. If you're new, you can subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, you can give me a thumbs up. If you like my video. If you don't like, please give me a thumbs down. And you can share my videos. That will be grateful. I'll be grateful to all of you. Okay, see you guys. Bye bye.